Good morning, folks. Welcome back for the first week, first month of the new year. I can only say it once a year. First week of the first month of the new year, 2022. And I did a video, it's longer than usual, on the 250th anniversary of Tracadie. So I had a note, I had a lot of material in front of me, and I missed one note, and so I'm doing it in a separate follow-up video. It's on oysters. I should have a plate of oysters in front of me here this morning. Oysters. The trains used to stop up here. There used to be siding, and there was actually just down the road from me, there was a station. And the trains, at that time, the passenger trains, maybe the freight trains too, but the passenger trains for sure, would stop. And oysters, Tracadie, this is back in the late 18th century, well in the 19th century, and Western Tracadie in that area, very famous for oysters. Now, some people eat oysters raw, and I do not approve of eating food raw. I have an expression, I love seafood and I love meat, but I said chicken, meat, pork, whatever. I said if God had meant us to eat raw meat, he wouldn't have sent fire. He wouldn't have taught us how to make fire. So I never can ever cook for burning my meat or well done. I like me and President Trump. We love our meat. Well done. Okay. A guy was in one night for one after, well, it was early evening, coming back from the cattle sale in Truro. Phillips, a McKinnon guy from Marguerite Harbour, coming back from the cattle sale on Thursday and said, how do you like your beef sale? Was pretty good. It was fall of the year. Price of beef was good. So the price of beef is good in the fall. Price-wise, it's going to be a good winter. And he said, I like my meat well done. I don't want animal looking at me in a plate with whatever. He wants his meat well done. I never forgot the farmer told me that. That's years ago. Anyway, speaking of oysters years ago, Jean Wood, Danny's wonderful wife from Cape Jack. Good morning, Jean! Okay, because now many of the kids are subscribers, and she probably is too, her and Jean. They're wonderful people. She's married, well, she was a Breen, and she married a Wood from Auld, Cove. So Breen and Wood, that makes for a good combination. Anyway, she was cashier. Mr. Whitey, a guy used to come up from, him and his mother were great customers from St. Peter's, and had oysters. And good customers all year. In the fall, he had oysters for sale. So I bought oysters from a bushel at a time, and put them in a display in front of the checkout there. It was cool in the fall of the year in the store. And Mr. Whitey, Charlie Whitey Sr. from Brooklyn, New York, his son Charlie Jr., with his then girlfriend, come in the store. Charlie's probably watching us down in Brooklyn this morning. Hopefully his wife's at work and doesn't see it, or at the office or something. And they take a girlfriend at the time, he was just a teenage young guy then, and they bought oysters. And Jean Wood had a little bit of wit in her, lots of wit in her, not a little bit, lots of wit in her. John, what do you think of that young couple buying oysters? Anyway, that's great, it's customers, make sales. And I can still say it, what do you think of that, John, young couple buying oysters. And so Mr. Whitey son was probably would have been gone around Halloween or early Remembrance Day, Veterans Day in late October, early November. That's a story from back in the 80s. The story's about 35, 40 years old now. Anyway, back to oysters. Oysters! Tracadie is very famous for oysters, and it was called Atlantic and Ocean. The trains used to go by from Truro, through Plunkett River, Heatherton, Afton, Tracadie Monastery, through to North Sydney and Sydney itself. So the dining cars would stop at Tracadie by oysters. So that's my relatively brief follow-up. It's an important note I wanted to point out. And I did want to mention Christmas trees too, which I'll do that in another follow-up video. But they take in oysters. So Mr. Whitey's son was up to buy Christmas, put the wreaths out, material out for it was wonderful right-hand man, John Dort of Bayfield, a top-notch gentleman, was Mr. Whitey's right-hand man for years, and get the wreath rings out and the wire and everything for the folks to make wreaths, and of course buy Christmas trees. That was the genesis of Mr. Whitey, Charlie Whitey Sr.'s his son Charlie Whitey Jr. and his girlfriend to buy oysters. In this case, they weren't Tracadie oysters. They were great Cape Breton oysters, but whatever, they're oysters. So oysters, if they're cooked, can be very healthy and an important part of a healthy diet. How's that? Thank you very much. All the best. God bless. Share this video. And oysters are still growing in the area now, very successfully. I think some of them are done with aquaculture or bottom culture and aquaculture, whatever. But oysters remains a very Actually, I would say oysters in this area now is probably a bigger industry than ever was before. It's the cottage industry now. It's actually commercialised. So oysters are still a big thing from Tracadie. With that, in Tracadie area. I gotta go. All the best. God bless. Share the video far and wide. Press the subscribe button. We just hit a new milestone last night, so get it up to next. We go up in tens now since we hit the 1,000 mark. So we hit 1040, so a few more subscribers, we 1015, so on. Upwards and onward, just like a rocket ship, good Lord willing. Thank you. All the best. God bless, and eat your oysters. You don't have to just have them for party time. You can have them any time. Thank you. Bye for now.